What's up, everybody? I'm Elliott-Carter, and this is the Intellectual Controversy Podcast. What would both of y'all's solutions be to this problem? Because this is something we've talked about all the time. We can talk about like the body cameras and stuff like that, or maybe calling somebody. I heard this one said, like, if I get pulled over, I automatically call 911 and put it on speaker so they could hear the whole reaction. I thought that was an interesting one too. But we shouldn't have to make ourselves less like monstrous because we're not monsters. So I'm sort of trying to say, like, what is a solution to someone else's ignorance when they see us and they're scared? Like, what do I need to do?
There are certain cities in the United States, and it's starting to grow increasingly more, and they're actually trying to start one here in Bay County. Community law enforcement accountability boards. Basically what it is that you as just a normal regular citizen in the community, you sit on this board, and every time somebody new is about to get hired at any law enforcement agency in your community. So we'll just say as an example, somebody's about to get hired for Callaway Police. You look at their track record, and if there's some questionable stuff on their track record, they might, like in the case of this officer, because that's the other thing that kills me. Like, he got found not guilty, and now he's about to get severance pay from the same police department that he was employed by when he killed Philando Castile. But he could leave, and he could move down here,
and he could start
a whole new job. So, as Community Law Enforcement Accountability Board, you'll look at his old track record. That Philando Castile comes up on his
we
track
don't want
record.
none of that stuff here.
No type of problems.
That's good, man. That's good. Because, like I've said many times on the podcast, I'd say majority of police are great. They got the bad apples. The only problem is sometimes they don't want to snitch out the bad apples. That's the problem I have.
That's the core of the issue.
That's the core of the issue.
There was I don't know what the gentleman's name is, but literally a cop ran up and he was screaming cuss words at him, pulled him out of his car, and his partner that was there turned his audio off of, they have a brotherhood to where they naturally don't snitch.
Yeah.
They don't. And so until we crack that, it's going to be very hard to move forward, because at the end of the day, they're all in it together. They're going to protect each other. And the more blood's going to be spilled, because there are not enough people who are trying to indict them for this.
That's right.
You got some cities and some states that don't even, we don't need to indict this. We don't need to look into it. Are you serious? So what he's talking about, that would be big. That would be beneficial.
That's pretty good. I never heard that before.
And I think one of the other things that should occur as well is not only that law enforcement accountability board, but just us as citizens within our own neighborhoods kind of police our own neighborhoods as well. People within the neighborhood that, hey, like, my G, so check this out. Here's the thing. I know what you do. It's just that, these officers come around this street at a certain period of time. Chill out for a little bit when they on the street. Because if you don't, you're gonna start drawing unneeded traffic that we don't need to have. And then the other thing, of course, community policing.
So you're talking about hiring someone that was in that police
that's in that community.
Don't hire someone from Atlanta to be in Callaway. Hire someone from Callaway to be in Callaway.
Exactly. And not even just that, somebody that either comes from, let's use this for an example, somebody that either comes from Bay Harbor or are familiar with the people who live in Bay Harbor.
Right.
Perfect example, Officer Tommy Norman.
Great dude. He's from Cleveland, right?
Yeah. He's from Cleveland, but he's a police officer in one of the roughest neighborhoods in America, North Little Rock, Arkansas. But when he first got there, he spent the first 2 weeks getting to know everybody in the specific neighborhood that he lived in, almost to the point where Shawnee about to get kicked out of her apartment in 2 weeks. So let me build a GoFundMe page. And
you said Little Rock. I'm sorry. Yeah, I said Cleveland. I apologize.
Yeah, but no, he's from Cleveland. He's from
Cleveland.
Yeah, you're right. He's from Cleveland.
Sorry.
But Shawnee's about to get kicked out of her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go build a GoFundMe page and have people across the country donate money to Shawnee.
Great stuff.
So it over exceeds what it is that we were trying to donate.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give every last bit of this to her.
Yeah.
So not only is she not gonna get kicked out of her apartment,
True.
she gonna be able to stay in her apartment, have some groceries and some extra things for her kids.
That's good.
But you would never know that if you didn't get to know the people who live in the neighborhood that you're policing.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think that part of it is one of the key cogs. Besides the reform of mental health standards for them, because I know some people that work in those law enforcement agencies, and they tell you about the tests they take and things like that. It's not good enough for a person who's going to have a gun that could possibly end the situation quickly. It could be a life or death situation. But I agree. Whether it's individual policing within communities or town hall meetings where people come together and they try to learn, okay, this is what we're doing in this sector. We have some, I'm gonna be real with you, this is your community. We policing it. We have drug trafficking here. We are trying to get this out. Okay, we are telling you as citizens to help us get this out. These are the things we need. It has to be a joint venture. We have to work together. Because if not, then we go back to what it was established for runaway slave patrols.
Exactly.
And we don't want that.
Which is the thing that that upsets me when it's good that you brought it up. Colin Kaepernick brings that up the day that Philando Castile's murderer gets acquitted, and everybody wants to be down Colin Kaepernick's throat. Like, how dare you compare the police department to runaway fugitive slave patrol? Okay, first off, slaves weren't fugitives. Slaves were trying to get away from slavery and into their own freedom. Secondly, it's known historical knowledge that up until 13th Amendment, slavery is abolished. There were no need for police departments. Matter of fact, there weren't any until that happened. And then, in order for us to protect the people in the community who are good law-abiding citizens, serve the people in the community who are good law-abiding citizens and protect our property, now we need police departments. Because whether we want to realize it or not, even after the abolition of slavery, they still looked at us as property.
Got you. Good stuff, man. I'm ready to move on. I know this was something we could have talked about some more, but rest in peace again, Fernando Castile, and I pray for your family. That's real tragic.